everyone, and thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. The topic and the message I have for you today is called, What Does It Mean to Be Human? Have you ever thought of that? What does it mean to be human? Well, I've been thinking about it, and this is what I've come up with. We have and are a physical body that holds a soul. This is a special vehicle for our soul. And that physical body holds powerful DNA within it. We have been specifically created with the capability to advance in evolution rapidly. And there's good reason for that. But I won't go into that today. I have spoke of it in the past and written books about it and blogs. But for today, I want to focus on this human being that we are. When we begin to feel awakening, or we begin to start asking questions about who are we? Where are we from? Why are we here? What's out there, up there somewhere? Are we alone in the whole of creation? Are there other beings around? There are some who actually believe that we are the only living beings, excuse me, but that is not right. We are, when we start to ask those questions and start searching for the answers, we then become a seeker of the truth. And as we progress along our path, we evolve because we learn and grow. And eventually, if we continue, keep up the work and keep up the searching, we will attain our goal of advancing in evolution, and for some, to gain enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. But there's always two sides to everything. And everything isn't all pretty. There is a dark force controlling humanity and our planet. And their agenda extends much farther than our planet. It extends through our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, and beyond. It is a very ambitious plan of this dark force. And it isn't in our best interest. So that is why beings with experience, they're called seasoned souls, have come here in masses since about the end of the Second World War was when there was a huge influx. We've always been here. All of us come to this planet to learn and for our own reasons, to experience life in a third dimensional place. But after the Second World War, we came in masses because we knew our world was close to destruction. We knew we had to come and do something. So we are here from out there somewhere. And we have families out there. And no, we're not alone in the universe. We're not alone in creation. There are probably more different various kinds of species than there are grains of sand on the beach. And we're just one of them. But we are kind of special because the human being has been created for a specific reason, and that is to vanquish the dark force that is controlling this planet and their huge plan to expand that out into creation. So that's why we're here. We're here to make a difference. Now, not everyone understands that or realizes it. So for those of us who do, we are here to hold the light for the ones that cannot, that are not awake. And for those who have perhaps lost their light and they're having difficulty remembering the truth. So we're here for many reasons, and that's one of them. That's part of being human. Part of being human is also helping each other, caring about each other, showing compassion, extending kindness. And sometimes we stumble, and that's being human too. And that's okay. We just pick ourselves up, brush ourselves off, and we keep moving forward. Now, when we realize the truth of why we're here, which ultimately is to get rid of the dark force and to attain complete freedom for this planet and for ourselves, because we have been enslaved. We are enslaved in many ways, but most just don't know it. So I'm just one that enjoys my work and likes to talk about it and likes to tell people what the real truth is. It's important to remember that every thought, word, and action has an echo. It rebounds. It also goes out and affects all of those around us within a distance of, I don't know, I read maybe 20, 30 feet, but that's our immediate impact on others. So we do represent more than ourselves, but there's even more, because every thought, word, and action, the energy of every thought, word, and action goes out into the ethers and sits in the human, what's called the human archetype. The human archetype is a huge energetic field, a field of energy that holds within it our every thought, word, and action. So if we want that energy field to be a positive one, we have to send out positive thoughts. And if we don't, the negative ones goes out there too. So that's why Spirit is constantly telling us to monitor your thoughts. Live in the now, live in the moment. Think about what you say before you say it, or before you do it. So we are powerful, and the dark forces know it. But their plan is far more insidious than you can even imagine. When the new human was created in the constellation of Lyra eons ago, we were created with special DNA. And within that DNA were activation codes that were placed to be activated at a specific time. And it's a process, so it doesn't all happen at once. But a lot of those codes are being activated now. And that will cause a lot of human incarnates to remember the truth. And that's part of it. That's why part of why those codes are being activated now, because it's important now to remember, because things are coming to a crunch. You know, our world is in chaos. You know what all's going on out there. Well, no, you don't, and I don't either. But there is so much. And we are here to be involved in it. We are here to help. We are here to make a difference. We have front row seats, and that's pretty important. But I digress. The new human was created in Lyra a long, long, long time ago. And that human went out into the galaxy and the universe and became hybridized, coexisted with other species. And when they did that, they spread that marvelous DNA into these hybridized beings. So that's why a lot or most species in our galaxy are humanoid, look humanoid. So that's just a side note. But later on, at the time of Atlantis, there was an upgrade done to the new human. That upgrade was very important. And it was done by those of the constellation Sirius. They were Sirians that performed the upgrade. So now we have an upgraded human. So we are even more trouble for the dark forces, because we've not only been created in a specific way through the Divine Mother's plan, but now we're upgraded, and that was part of her plan too. Now, the plan was to create this new human, and we, with our specially created bodies, would be a threat to the plan of the dark forces, because of the way we were created. We have the ability and the power to remember who we are. We have the power to evolve rapidly and to wake up and remember, oh my gosh, that's why I'm here. I'm here to make a difference. I'm a child of God. I have a God spark within me. So we are a threat to them. We are the ones that will be their downfall as long as we go forward in the light and remember our truth. That is how we can defeat them, and they know it. So they've come up with their plan to damage us, damage that powerful DNA, and they're doing it. They have done it somewhat through poisoning. And I touched on this in my last blog, The Programming. The best way to corrupt a human being, shorten a human being's life, is to fill their minds with lies and their bodies with poison. So that's what they've done. But there's something more. They plan to use artificial intelligence to corrupt us. If they can create a being that is half biological and half artificial, that's called transhumanism. And there goes our beautifully created DNA. And with it, if that would ever happen, and it hasn't, and it's not going to, I can assure you of that. But that was their plan, and that's why we're here. Their plan was to create this have this biological, technological being, and then they could control us better. They could manipulate us better. They could corrupt us better because we would have lost some of that powerful truth that was coded within us through becoming part artificial. And it is very dire. And that's why we're here. But we're doing it. And we can do it. We will do it. And in the future, it's already done. We just can't see the future. So we need to keep working. So that is the insidious, horrific plan of this dark force. And their minions here are the ones that are actually carrying it out. The Illuminati and the cabal and a lot of those in the elite with the money, because they have the power. Whoever has the money has the power, and they do, and they're using it. But we can stop them because we are more powerful than they are, because the strongest force in creation is love. And when we come from love, we can defeat them. And that's the way. We can't defeat them through wars. We can't defeat them through violence. We can't defeat them by any other method than coming from the heart. That's what we have to do. We can't really love them to death, but we can get rid of them through the heart. Because when we connect with the ones in the higher realms who are our true power, then they do the work. So we just have to do our job. We are the boots on the ground. We're the ground force. We're the ground crew. And we have the power. We have the ability. We just have to do it. And we are. So I don't have anything else. And until next time, I will say goodbye. Goodbye now.